Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Roll Phase podcast. My name is Skylar G, and joining me for this beautiful, beautiful podcast that we all know and love is Bill Frosby. Bill Frosby, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
Now, I say welcome back to the show because I'm the guy that sets up all the equipment.
Yeah, and then you come into my house.
It is your house. So, yeah, I guess we are at a bit of a conflict here when it comes to like the concept of welcomings, but
it's a mutual
podcast.
Well,
if that's the case, why don't you give me a nice welcome, Skylar G?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Roll Phase podcast. I'm your host, Bill Frosby, joined today by Peter Parker.
No, don't. No. Don't tell him my secret.
Oh, Skylar G.
No, it's Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man, but my alter ego is Peter Parker. No. Sorry, how does that work? Which one's the alter ego? Is that the one I'm hiding behind or the one that I'm secretly being? Which is which?
Let me Google this. You're Jason Jason.
Nobody's gonna get that joke.
It's a great joke.
Jason Statham. Yes, I'm the beekeeper.
You're the beekeeper. Jason.
I can't be the beekeeper. I'm allergic to bee stings.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a shame, Peter.
And for today's topic, we're going to be discussing our experience within tournaments. Now, both of us have real life IRL tournament experience when it comes to Dice Throne Tournament at our local game store. But Bill, you're the only one with the online tournament experience.
Yeah, sure.
So you have a little bit of opportunity to jump in and throw in your 2 cents, and I really won't be able to match that as far as the online tournament stuff goes. But I figure if anything, we start with our experience in-person tournaments, and then we can discuss your online tournament.
If we started? This is a crazy curveball I'm throwing at you right at the start.
I don't know sports metaphors, Dad.
What if we start with? So we did a lot of tournaments when we were.
Oh yeah.
A lot of 1v1 tournaments before we started playing the first official rank season.
Right, with our friends.
And I was going through one of my old, my old drive, right? And I made a list of ranking all 24 characters. This was back in 2023. So it's season 1, season 2 in Marvel.
Right, because this is before we got X-Men.
8, 16, 20. Oh, wait. 8, 16.
24, right?
4, yeah. That means I forgot someone.
Oh. Well, maybe we'll be able to figure it out as we go through.
Oh, wait. No, 24. I've got 24 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so I ranked them back in 23, and this was before we knew the meta.
Sure.
All right. And this was me basically just taking from the experience of watching Dice Thrones.
Watching us play,
knowing what the meta is, playing a lot competitively.
You just said you didn't know the meta.
No. Now I know the meta.
Right.
But this was just our meta.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
And so I thought it'd be funny if I just went through from 24th to 1st.
Wow. Okay.
And just talked about, this was back in,
and obviously I was there.
And this the only reference we had was our once a year tournament.
Sometimes we did 2 a year.
Sometimes a year, but it was just, and we also didn't know Swiss format was a thing.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
So we would do double eliminations. So that also was another factor as well.
Which, all things considered, kind of helped with us developing a meta because we played a lot of games.
Yeah.
A lot of games.
Yeah. So Swiss you play a lot because you guaranteed to play all the games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, double elimination, once you're out, you're out.
That's true, but usually even if people were out, they went and just played a couple games with the other person that got out. So
we play a lot. Anyways, also, but here's another thing, and this might be the more important thing to say. We also played, whenever we didn't play those tournaments, we played a lot of free for all
Yes.
in a larger group setting, right?
Right.
And so when I made this list, I think we played more Dice Thrones free for all than we did tournaments. And so when I made this list, my idea of what a good character was a combination of how they did in 1v1 and how they did in free for all.
Interesting. Which we usually did like King of the Hill format
King
for
of the
that.
Hill. So that's important.
Yeah.
I'm prefacing this because number 24, the bottom of this list is Pyromancer.
Oh, because it's very
Pyromancer was very squishy.
yes.
And in free for all is awful because she just takes damage and can't really
she can't focus on one person.
Stay alive.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Is like she would get run down really quick before she could have like a couple turns.
Yep.
And she sucked in free for all for that reason. And then because of that, no one ever played her in 1v1s because of how she did in free for all. And so because of that, our whole group just saw her as the worst character.
Wow.
Because no one touched her in 1v1s. I don't think anyone ever played her in tournaments.
That's
in all the tournaments. We played like up to I made this thing. We had to at least played 4 tournaments. And I don't think anyone played Pyromancer.
And however many group plays that we did.
Yeah, and so she was 24. And so now I know that was awful to say. She's back when it was just season 1, season 2 in Marble. She was very strong.
She would have been like top, maybe even 5 at that point.
Especially with newer players.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She does better against newer players.
Yeah.
That's where she gets her strength.
Absolutely.
Just people who don't know how to really stop her, slow her down. And so like in our tournaments with a bunch of casual people, she would be dominant and no one played her. So
true. That's funny.
Number 23. This one was also kind of crazy. Ninja.
Interesting.
Ninja's decent.
Solid, yeah.
Like in the actual competitive, she's decent, but we thought she was terrible. My reasoning for why I think she was all the way down in 23rd out of 24 was because I don't know. I don't think anyone played her. And I think that's why I think a common trait for a lot of the low players on this list is that no one played them. And because no one played them, I didn't have a reference for them. So I just threw them at the bottom.
If I remember correctly, what it always came down to is you had somebody that wanted to play an edgy character. And their 2 options we always gave them were Ninja and Shadow Thief. And they always chose Shadow Thief, which, to be fair, knowing the meta that we know now, was a better choice by far. But I digress. I think that's what happened.
Also, I think you're right. I think it was just like if you want to play a shadowy, dodgy character, everyone just would pick Shadow Thief over Ninja.
Yeah.
And we also knew Shadow Thief was good.
Right.
Like we didn't know.
It seemed like it worked out.
Why? We just knew Shadow Thief was good. It also makes sense if you're comparing Shadow Thief and Ninja, like as your only 2 characters you're comparing. One dodges all damage while the other one dodges one's 100% to dodge while the other has a 50% to dodge. Sure. That makes sense. So then we all probably were like, well, that's clearly stronger because it's guaranteed dodge. So
that's fair.
So number 22 is Gunslinger.
Okay. Interesting.
Gunslinger is bad.
Sure.
So the fact Gunslinger's at the bottom makes sense.
Not that bad. I'm going to tell you one right now.
Competitive Dice Thrones? Dice Thrones Gunslingers regarded as like one of the worst. If not
really?
The worst. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So, but we always had one player always play Gunslinger, and he always did fine with her.
Sure.
So I don't know why.
She's got a lot of practice.
I think I put her low because I knew she wasn't the best, and he was the only one that played her. So
he got all the practice in, and he understood the character.
And he also never did good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 21 was Vampire Lord.
Interesting.
I think Vampire Lord is stronger than this spot for sure, but it was just the fact that like I don't think anyone played her right.
That's fair.
And so I think it was just a lot of faltering and just no one really touched.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think a lot of
losses.
I think a lot of people played her.
Yes.
I think they thought she was cool, which she is.
She is.
It's just like
she
you
had
said,
a lot of losses.
They were very unfamiliar with how to play her. So
she has a little higher skill cap. Captain Marvel. I think she's just low because no one played her.
That's fair.
Moon Elf. I think when I made this list, I did have a decent understanding that she had no undefendable damage. I knew that was bad. I didn't understand how bad it was. But now that I know the game, I know why Moon Elf's low. But yeah, that's why I put her low. Number 18 is Black Panther. Black Panther is really not decently strong. He's matchup dependent for sure. But I put him low because I felt like he was in the same department as Pyromancer, where he gets hit a lot and really can't do much to stop it.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's another instance of we didn't know how to play him correctly. And so it's like, no. I want to encourage to a certain extent the damage coming in, but I also need to, sort of mitigate it and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Number 17, Loki.
Interesting.
I think it was just, I saw his board. The other characters just did more than he did. And
he's very much like a goof around kind of character.
Yeah,
like
no one took him seriously.
Yeah, and I think that definitely hurt. I know I played him at least once in one of our tournaments. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, no, everyone had fun with it. I don't think anyone took him serious.
Right. And also he wouldn't do well in group play
really.
either.
No. Yeah. Seraph is 16.
Okay. I know your criticisms of Seraph.
Well, it's just she's weak.
Yeah.
All around her board. She doesn't hit as far as other characters. Her defense is pretty bad. And her flight is very inconsistent versus other forms of evades. But we put her high because of Paladin. I put her high because of Paladin because we just thought she was an off-brand Paladin. We're like, well, Paladin's good, so Seraph must be decent.
And it's funny because that's exactly how I treated her.
Well, that's why she's decent highs, because you were the only one that really played her, and it was for that reason. And so I'm like, well, I don't play her, but
I typically
Skylar likes to play her, so I'll put her near the middle.
I think I won like a good, let's call it like 65% of the time when I played her. So
yeah,
if not higher.
All right, number 15,
okay,
Spider-Man.
Wow, that's a pretty low ranking for such a cool dude.
I will say, I think
I'm honestly surprised thinking back to the tournament.
Have to look. So this was right around after Marvel came out, because I think Marvel came out early 23. And X-Men's when the patch came,
right?
Spider-Man
with the web.
So Spider-Man being in the middle without that web change actually makes total sense.
Okay,
it was pretty weak.
Sure, I understand.
Without that web change, that consistent 2 extra isolated damage is really strong.
Yeah,
and that you can do. Like you in a typical Spider-Man game are dealing around 8 to 10 damage with that web.
Sure,
you're putting around that many on a person. So,
makes sense.
So that's pretty helpful. Samurai was right in the middle.
That's incredible to me. That's incredible.
You think he should have been higher?
No, I think he should have been way lower, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Because you always played him and lost.
I contributed the majority of the numbers of plays on Samurai.
Yeah.
Lost every single time. I did not win a single game. Bill, I want you to ask me the obvious question.
Yeah, what?
Skylar, why did you continue to play Samurai if you lost every single time?
I wasn't going to ask that because I know exactly why.
Because I don't know
character.
why. He's a cool character.
That's why I would have done it.
I
want Samurai to be good just because I like the character. That's why I really like So in that character, when we were talking about future characters, and there was that Ronin character we talked about, I really hope they make that Ronin character and they make it fun and enjoyable and good, because I just want a fun Samurai character to play. Because I play Samurai still.
Yeah.
I usually play him in I don't play it in the Free Hawks penultimate because it's too competitive, but there's the casual side leagues where they kind of switch up the format and do fun things. I think we talked about the arcade with you pay credits to play certain characters. I played Samurai a ton in that one because he's cheap and he's consistent. And so if it's not the high competitive level, but it's more fun side tournaments, I'll toss some Samurai every once in a while because I have fun playing Samurai. I enjoy him. I think he's a cool character and I love his art, the concept, everything about it. So number 13, Huntress.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like we had one person that really played mostly Huntress.
So no one touched Huntress. And then our buddy Dylan played his very first dice game ever. Played Huntress. And this was one of our earlier tournaments, right? And we didn't have our rule for that tournament where you could only play one character once.
Okay.
We actually instituted that rule after this tournament because our buddy Dylan played Huntress.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to only play Huntress for the rest of that day because he was new to Dice Tournament. So he's like, I'm just going to stick with this character. I like the concept.
Yeah.
Ended up going to the championship never lost and won the championship only playing Huntress.
Phenomenal.
Which was a crazy run for a brand new person, but I guess his dice were just rolling hot that day, or he just really got the concept of Huntress. That's probably why she's higher than I would put her normally, because of that run, because no one ever played her otherwise. I think he's the only one to ever play her in one of our tournaments. I don't think anyone else touched her.
No.
So
until after that.
And even now, I don't think many people.
Not too many.
Because when they did, they lost immediately, and they're like, okay, we're not playing this.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. So number 13. Number 12, Scarlet Witch.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable place to put her.
Here's the next one's crazy. Number 11, Black
Interesting. One of the top, the number 1/2
down at 11.
Interesting.
And I was thinking about this, and I think the reason she's so low is because I don't think people understood. People weren't using her covert ops correctly. I remember way back when I was explaining to someone why Black Widow is good, but I remember talking about how she was inconsistent because I was like, if she gets this one passive upgrade, she's really strong.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I said if she gets it at the start of the game, she's really strong. But the fact is, you have to like draw into it to get it right. I didn't realize that you could use her covert ops to go through her deck and just find it and place it at the start of the game. I didn't realize that. I thought you just had to luck through it.
Right.
I was playing the character so wrong, so incorrectly. And because of that, her value was a lot lower than I thought it would.
Because of that, you not only screwed yourself, but also everyone you explained the character to.
No, very much so. So that's why I put her 11, because I knew she was strong, especially she had the potential. Like, I truly believed like that she was top 3 if she drew that card in her opening hand.
Interesting.
But if she didn't have it in her opening hand, I thought, oh, well, then the only way you win the game is if you lock into it, right?
Right.
I didn't realize there was a mechanic. I really just did not understand the character, and that's why she's at 11, because I was like, she's really good if she gets this one card, but she can't get that card all the time. So she's at 11. Turns out I'm an idiot who just can't read things correctly. So.
Fair enough. All right.
Top 10.
Okay.
Number 10, Doctor Strange.
Interesting. I've been told that Doctor Strange has the highest potential for output damage if you're going based on, not uber lucky rolls, basically.
He is the highest combo
in
the game.
Yeah.
Him and Wolverine have the highest two damage combos in the game.
Yeah, I think Doctor Strange is just really good. I think people who played him well, and his spells were a lot of fun. I think only myself and one other player played Doctor Strange a bunch, and whenever we did, we had a ton of success on him. So
Fair enough.
put him at decent high, but I didn't put him that high because no one else was playing.
Got it.
I think a big thing that kind of skewed this was the things at the characters at the top are characters that I saw a lot of people playing, and so in my mind, I was like, these characters are good because more people are playing in the tournaments. That's kind of how I viewed this.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Number 9, Barbarian.
Okay, fair enough. Big damage output.
And he doesn't. And the thing is, how you beat Barbarian is you expose his weaknesses, right?
Right.
You take advantage of them. But when you're newer to the game, you don't really.
You don't know. Yeah.
How to do that. So he just kind of runs all over people.
I'm honestly a little surprised that he managed to stay that high just for the fact of how many group tournaments, because he really doesn't super succeed in group tournaments. I think every single group one that we did, he was in it.
Yes.
Pretty much every single time somebody picked him.
Every game.
He did, just for the same reason as Pyromancer. He just doesn't do well against a group of people per se.
Yeah. Number 8 was Artificer.
Interesting. I'm surprised people played him enough to put him up there. I feel like I rarely remember.
It was just me.
Oh, well, there you go.
I liked him a lot. I thought he was really strong.
So it was more of a favoritism.
To be fair, this was my list. So
I can't blame you for that. That's fair.
Yeah, I think I just liked playing him. I thought he was good. I thought
he is a very more complex character, so I can see why you would really have gone for him. I could see Dave maybe playing him a couple of times and liking it.
Yeah.
So
number 7 was Tactician.
I was just gonna say that was Dave's bread and butter.
Yeah, that's why he's so high. I never touched him. I know you didn't touch him. I think only Dave played him, and Dave would always go to he would save this guy as his semifinals or championship guy, and basically have a guaranteed win.
I'll say what I've said before, which is the one time I went up against Dave when he was playing Tactician, I just remember like I'd do my turn, I'd hand it over to him, and then I'd watch before, during, and after he's got his little tactician tokens and they're just moving all over the place and things are happening. And I'm sitting there having no idea what's going on. And now I've played him and I'm like, okay, he's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I can see why those things were moving the whole time. But yeah, it's like he's gaining them, he's spending them, he's getting this, he's getting that. It's wild. It was a wild thing to watch.
It's a fun character.
Yeah.
I think I put him 7 under this next character.
Okay.
Number 6 was Paladin. And I guess I just was like, Paladin's good. And Tactician is just like an off-brand Paladin, but he's also good. So
Interesting.
that's why I put him at 6. The only thing is, I thought coming into this thing, not looking at it beforehand, I thought Paladin would have been in our top 5 because we banned him. We would have tournaments where bans, and Paladin was like everyone just banned Paladin. That was just our global ban that we just all banned. So I'm surprised he didn't make top 5.
I'm pretty sure the one friend tournament that we did, we'll call them the unofficial tournaments. The unofficial tournament that I did that I won the whole thing was Paladin, Seraph, and somebody else. I think it was the tournament that we did when I officially said, I'm never playing Samurai in one of these things again. And so I cut Samurai and I swapped it with, again, Paladin, and I don't remember what the other pick was, and I won, and I said, I feel justified in removing Samurai.
I think he played Loki.
Maybe. That doesn't feel right, though. I'm very thematic. You know me.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel right in the theme.
All right. Number 5. Top 5.
Okay.
5. Cursed Pirate.
We were pretty good on him on the money.
I love playing Cursed Pirate. I knew she had a really great defense. And I think I was the only one that really played her. Because everyone was too scared of her flipping mechanic.
Yes.
Because that full engage per turn really scared people.
Yep.
But it didn't really scare me because I saw on her board there was ways to get to balloons.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't really bother me.
I think that's kind of where I felt. I played her once. I loved it. But I was like, I don't know this character well enough to know how to, because I was nervous. I was like, okay, when she flips over, you're on a time clock, ticking timer.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't think I'll play her anymore because I'm very competitive. I want to win this thing. So
yeah, all I would do is my tactic was literally I would just do whatever I could to keep as many coins on myself as possible, the balloons on myself as possible, so that I would never flip and then just hope I would win out in the long game. I think that was my strategy with her. I did decently fine.
And it's one of the two strategies.
Yeah, literally is one of the two strategies.
Or flip immediately.
Yeah. Yep. Number 4. This one makes sense. He's here if you know the history of our unofficial tournaments.
Okay.
Number 4 is Tree.
Yep. Okay. I know.
And you knew he was coming eventually, and you knew he'd be at the top.
I'm surprised he's this high, actually.
I'm not, because I truly believed back when he did unofficial that Triet was the single strongest defensive character in the game, besides one other character who I have right above him. But I thought he was like the best defensive value in the game.
Sure.
That could just out tank anyone's damage and just slowly win every game.
I think it's really important for our audience to have the preface to this, which is we have one individual in our group that played Ent religiously. It was the only character he was willing to play. Obviously, if we did one where like you only get to play the character once, it'd be in the team.
But that's funny you add that because yes, he would play Treant every time he could,
and
right?
he would lose every time.
He never won a game on Treant, and I think he record had like over 20 games on Treant. Never won a game. But the funny thing was the guy was even bad at dice turns because when he would play the tournaments and we had the rule where you can only play a character once, he would have to play other characters but Treant. And he would save Treant for the championship, and he would end up winning with a lot of other characters. So he could win his way up to like the semifinals before I think he would lose.
Bust out his favorite character, which he always lost with.
Right? So it was so funny. It was a running joke, but he was always like, "I'm not going to win the championship if it isn't with Treant. I'm going to prove the haters wrong." So I don't know why I put him so high because that guy could never win.
That's what it blows my mind is like from the statistics, it makes no sense why he'd be up that high.
I just thought he played him bad. Turns out, no, I don't think Chance the best. He's good. I think part of it is I think he played him bad, but Yeah, he's not number 4. That's for sure.
It's a fascinating hero for sure.
Number 3, I called them the big 3.
Okay.
Number 3 was Monk.
Okay. I
All
can
right.
see how we'd get there.
Okay, but here's something very important that I need to add right now.
You put in the notes that you don't like his robe.
Monk,
Okay.
one other character that is still in this big 3.
Okay.
We played with the original Voxley 6-box set.
Okay.
All right. This was before they did the re-rolled version, right? The re-rolled edition. And when they did the re-rolled edition, they buffed some characters and nerfed Monk and Shadow Thief.
Got it.
Right? Monk was a lot stronger. Like a lot stronger.
Okay.
And because of that, I have Monk all the way at number 3 because this is his re-rolled edition. And
Got
so
it.
Early Monk was really strong.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
so that's why I have him all the way at number 3. Like, I don't disagree with my placing for Monk here. Though I don't think I would have him at 3, but he'd be in the top 10 because re-rolled Monk was really strong. Because what made him really strong was his mini ults and his fallback to his mini ult didn't have the original descriptor. It said raise your stack limit, and then what it says now is gain like 5 or 6G, right? That's what they say now. Back with the original Monk, it said raise your stack limit and then gain to your stack limit. And then I think the fallback to your mini ult said the same thing. It literally was just gain chi, raise your stack limit, gain chi to your stack limit. And so people would play that card and then just chase 6s the entire game. Because if you just continuously raised your stack limit would rise up, and people were like, they would tank a bunch of damage early. All right. They'd get down to like 15 health. But by chasing 6s all game and permanently constantly increasing their stack limit, they're getting into the late game with like a stack limit of 11 chi. And they're just consistently gaining to their stack limit and going up. And their health pool kept stacking upwards, and they're dealing damage. And it was like basically they're making an impenetrable wall that people weren't even able to get through the chi. Because they had more chi than you could physically do damage on your turn. And so this Monk would just save up this chi. And if they had spare chi left over, they would throw it at you and then gain up to their stack limit again.
What?
And it was like an infinite combo.
Like infinite engine,
that
yeah.
just kept building on itself.
A chi engine.
And then they changed that to where they're like, nope, you gain a hard, like you raise your stack limit, but you only get up to like 5 or 6.
Right.
And they stopped there. That simple change made this character drop, right? And then people are like, but you still have to chase 6s. And the answer is, yeah, we were chasing 6s. But the thing was, if you didn't get 6s, people would just go meditate.
Yeah.
And then wait till the next turn. And then if they had a couple 6s, they would just chase 6s because the fallback did the same thing. You didn't care about the mini. Like if you hit the fallback, it raised your stack limit and you're like, cool, this is sick.
Keep going up.
I'm literally just tanking up for the next turn where I can chase more 6s. That's all you would do. You didn't care if you didn't deal damage that turn. Your whole goal was just to tank up till you got to the very late game. And then you'd be like, okay, well, you can't even hit past my chi and I'll slowly kill you.
Sure. Interesting.
That was early Monk.
Now, what I find fascinating is the fact that it still managed to get so high up on that list, but nobody in our group was using that little
I was
hack.
using Monk a lot.
Well, yeah, but that hack.
I think I was the only one that realized that was a thing.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. It is funny. I will say this. The big 3, all 3 characters that are the only characters in Dice Throne history that have gotten nerfed.
Oh.
So it's
you were
funny.
onto something.
So I caught on that they were strong because number 2 is Thor.
Oh, okay.
So Thor's the only official release because technically Monk and Shadow Thief, they weren't like leaflet changes or something. They were just like the re-rolled edition. That was the fix, right? So Monk and Shadow Thief got nerfed in that. Well, Thor just got the leaflet change, right? But yeah, Thor, I saw immediately how strong that was. I was like, the 3 Electro to draw a card with so much value. I was like, this is insane. I didn't realize how strong guard break was, but like a 50% chance to make all attacks undefendable was wild. And yeah, I think I just didn't understand the true value of undefendable like I do now.
Yeah.
So, but I could tell he was just strong, especially
Absolutely.
since I knew like 3 Electro for a card and how easily he can get Electro, and then those cards can be used to deal more damage. Like it felt insane. So Thor was number 2, and number 1 was Shadow Thief.
Yep.
Just because we knew Shadow Thief was so strong.
Fair enough.
So this was also like pre Shadow Thief. The big difference was Cardicopia, the pre-nerf Shadow Thief before the rerolled was so Cardicopia, the upgrade that makes him so strong, where you force your opponent to discard a card.
Oh yeah.
That was on baseboard.
Oh.
So you could right from the get-go force your opponent to discard a card randomly while getting cards from the start of the game.
So you're full economy and you're eliminating your opponent's economy.
Like that card is regarded as one of the best cards in Dice Thrones.
Sure.
It's so annoying, so strong. And he just had that on his base.
Wow.
Like
okay.
he was so strong. But then also Shadows was really strong. His CP game was just so strong. I called him the king of the late game because that's what he was. Like if you go into late game, again, like your goal against Shadow Thief, we knew this.
Take him out fast.
Kill him fast. We knew that was the only way to beat Shadow Thief because we knew once he got to like 15 CP, you're screwed. Like we all knew that. So that's why we knew the way to beat him. It was just, could you beat him? Because we all were like, we always only rolled shadow defense because why would you roll anything else? Because it would give you defense. And then if you roll just a couple 6s, you're blocking. And
this is true.
So anyways, that was a whole ramble about my ranking of 1 to 24 from our unofficial tournaments. So Skylar.
Oh, actually, there is one more unofficial tournament I would like to talk about. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. So background for this, Bill and I decided when the X-Men set came out and actually showed up on our doorstep.
We actually finally have to talk about this tournament.
Okay, this is tough. A big reason why it's tough is because I cannot for the life of me find the actual updated files, which is frustrating. But the other reason why it was tough was I felt like we put together a really cool initiative, and unfortunately we just did not get the reception that we were hoping for.
I bet we would have got a lot more reception if we put it. Did you put it on Reddit?
Yeah.
I feel like if we would have done it on the Discord, we would have gotten.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. That's true.
People to like if we did polls or something on it.
Right. But with that being said, so I really need to, I got to get you all in on this. Okay. So Bill and I, in our excitement to get the X-Men set, when we received it, we put together a Marvel versus X-Men Dice Throne bracket.
Yeah, when X-Men was coming out.
Yes.
Just dropping.
Yes, it was just dropping. So it looks a lot like if you play, or if you do the was it the basketball thing?
Yeah, like a March Madness bracket.
Thank you. A March Madness bracket. That's basically what it would look like, right? You have
on one side was Marvel.
Yep, and then on the other side was the X-Men. So we would play all the X-Men against each other and find out who the top X-Men was. Do the same thing for the Marvel side, find out who the top Marvel is, and then we would battle them out together. Now, to be fair, we never did finish.
No.
We made this as a fillable PDF bracket. We posted it online in a couple of places to try to encourage people to send us their bracket, just like you would for March Madness. Yeah. I think we received like 4, and I think 1 was from me and 1 was from you.
Yeah. So only
we got 2 from other people. So hey, shout out if you're out there listening to this. Shout out to you for submitting it if you were one of them. Sorry that we never finished and released the results.
Yeah, we got caught up and then did a bunch of other stuff. And then Skylar had a baby.
Yep, that's true. So a lot of responsibilities kind of came in. Now the even sadder thing is the fact that on my phone here, the file that I have is not the up-to-date one. And so I'm actually missing. We were so excited to play X-Men. We played through quite a bit of the X-Men.
I thought
tournament.
we got to the championship.
I think we did.
We did.
I just don't have that side of the board.
I remember who won that.
Oh, you remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So like looking through, this is things are quite fascinating. We did Iceman. We randomized the seeds.
Yeah.
So we had Iceman versus Psylocke. Iceman won.
Yep.
But then Iceman against Storm. Storm won.
Interesting.
At the same time, we had Cyclops versus Jean Grey. Jean Grey won. Storm. Oh, sorry. Under that, we had Rogue versus Gambit. Gambit won. Wolverine versus Deadpool. Wolverine won. Nothing surprising there. Wolverine versus.
That was a fun match.
Yeah, it was.
We were both doing impressions the whole time.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
That's what started the
Ben Folds
Ben
joke.
Folds bit.
Yep, for those
Which
that
then
hear it.
carried on.
But here's a funny thing: is that people have heard it. I think we've referenced it like once or twice on the podcast already. Anytime Wolverine gets brought up, they don't have any context for it though.
So the context is Skylar and I, when we were playing the Deadpool versus Wolverine match, while we were doing this tournament, because Skylar and I just like background movies, we were tossing on classic like anime movies, whatever. We watched like on that first day, we watched Flushed Away.
Yep. Which was Bill's first time seeing Flushed Away. It was awesome.
Yeah. What else did we watch? Whatever. Early 2000s anime movies.
Yep.
We were watching a lot of early 2000s, early 2010s. And then we watched Over the Hedge,
Fantastic movie.
which is soundtracked by Ben Folds.
who was also coming to town to do a live concert in our city.
Yes. And so I started a bit because I was playing Wolverine, who's Hugh Jackman, and we just finished watching a movie was Flushed Away with Hugh Jackman. And so I started doing a Hugh Jackman bit, and this bit so we started the game with Flushed Away.
Yep.
And then the movie ended and I was doing the Hugh Jackman voice, and then we started
Over the
Hedge, and then immediately the Ben Folds soundtrack just hit my Hugh Jackman, and like the perfect
to clarify, Hugh Jackman Wolverine,
and it hit like they perfectly meshed together. So where the bit was, Wolverine's Hugh Jackman was best friends with Ben Folds, and that Hugh Jackman Wolverine helped co-produce the soundtrack of Over the Hedge, and he did some of the music work for all the songs and has multiple guest appearances, cameos all throughout Over the Hedge. And then that bit continued on because Wolverine kept winning in this tournament. So every time he came back, I would play Wolverine, and every time he'd be like, oh, let's do this. And then the bit continued because we would listen to music instead of watching movies sometimes in the background. So whenever Wolverine would come on, we would change the music to just be Ben Folds' playlist on Spotify. And as Wolverine Hugh Jackman, I would just add random tidbits of information, like fun facts about past adventures of him with Ben Folds doing random movies together as like cameo appearances.
Was it a Tom Cruise
and
movie
I
once?
think the best part about this whole bit was the voice Skylar just did, like, this was the voice I would use, and it sounded nothing like huge. It was just doing Batman's voice the whole time. Like, I love Ben Folds. You don't understand how many times I've been in multiple movies with Ben Folds. Do you know we once performed live in the French Theater?
Why were you in the French Theater, Wolverine?
You did Phantom of the Opera.
Ben Folds, I understand, but why were you there?
I was Claudette. he was the Phantom.
Oh, he was in it. He wasn't just like,
they were the two leads.
It makes sense. And he actually played piano for this, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's how he got the part, and that's how I got the
But you didn't play anything.
I got the damsel.
Oh, okay, that's fair. And so you had to dance.
I had to wear a wig on top of my mask.
Oh, so you wore a wig.
Yeah.
What did they do about your claws? Was that an issue at all?
No, I can retract them.
Oh, good. Okay.
The dress was uncomfortable
did
over
you,
my X-Men suit.
Did you do a duet on the piano with Ben Folds?
It was not the first time I've done a duet with Ben Folds.
When was the last
time when we did the whole Over the Hedge soundtrack together?
You've talked about that many times, Wolverine.
I know they cut my vocals from the original because they didn't want it to be a duet. I was thinking about that,
yeah.
But originally,
Rockin' the Suburbs would have been so
Rockin' the Suburbs was a duet, and I had my own verse in it.
solo.
It was a rap,
But
wasn't
they had to
it?
cut it. Yeah, it was a rap, but they had to cut it due to time constraints.
You know, this song is doing like a montage scene in the movie. So yeah, it would be kind of weird to just like keep playing.
They were gonna have.
I don't think a rap would have fit with that montage scene.
Ben Stiller's character Hammy pretend to rap my section of the song.
Wait, that wasn't Ben Stiller?
I thought Ben Stiller played Hammy.
I don't think Ben Stiller is in that.
I was in that movie.
Okay.
I was one of the characters.
Which one were you? What, the Karen lady from
rat.
the HOA?
I was the rat.
There was a rat?
You don't remember the rat?
I don't remember a rat in Over the Hedge.
His name was Melvin. No, they had to cut him due to time constraints as well.
You know, if they made a sequel to Over the Hedge, and we all know, you know, for the most part, sequels tend to really kind of suck. They should absolutely add a rat named Melvin in there. And you know what? It would suck, but
They couldn't afford me.
oh yeah. Well, what if they just took what they pre-recorded from the first movie and found a way to splice it
That'd
into
be
the
clever.
yeah,
Though if they brought Ben Folds back to do the second soundtrack,
as they should.
I'd be back in a heartbeat.
Oh, okay. So it's just really about having Ben Folds there.
Yeah.
So
And
anyways,
scene.
Wolverine made it all the way to the championship.
Yeah, he did. I was gonna say the last one I have on here is Storm versus Wolverine.
Yeah, no,
so.
he won that. I just remember Wolverine made it to the X-Men championship.
Yep.
Now, I don't remember how far we went on the Marvel side. I think I remember Doctor Strange went on a run.
Yep.
They made the semifinals, but I don't remember who made it.
And I've got nothing. I've got nothing. So
I think it was just Doctor Strange made it to the semis, and that was
yeah,
So we could say theoretically it was going to be Doctor Strange versus Wolverine.
that'd be a fascinating battle.
Yeah.
I think if you're a representative from Marvel, that's what I want to see. And doing the soundtrack for it, Ben Folds.
Oh, sick!
There you go, full circle.
That's a great idea.
It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so anyway, just something I really wanted to make sure that we brought up. It was something we put a lot of work into.
Remember, we talked about we had no idea what we were going to do with this episode, and we were just going to riff the whole time. I was not expecting the Hugh Jackman Wolverine Ben Folds bit to show up.
I know.
But
Well, hey, and
we reference it a lot.
I was gonna
I
say-
think people had to hear.
because it out of context makes no sense. What in the world does Wolverine and Ben Folds have to do with
in
each other?
Context, it's such a.
It
it's
is
so
very
random.
It's one of those things that like very carefully worked its way into a situation.
It's a classic inside joke that just like
Yes.
it had a moment that started and it just kept building on.
And I'm so glad that you guys are all now a part of it because it will probably be referenced every time. The deep dive episode when we inevitably get to that
Yeah,
for
I'm just
Wolverine
gonna do that Wolverine voice the, whole time.
and
I would be Ben Folds.
I was gonna say, should I try to? I don't even know what a Ben Folds sounds. I'm gonna get all the lyrics from Ben Folds songs, and I'm gonna just constantly sneak them in underneath. That's gonna be hilarious. You know, we're putting a lot of expectations on ourselves.
It's just one episode.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it'll be hilarious.
It'll be our special 100th episode.
Oh, nice. I like that. Awesome. Okay, so we done all our unofficial stuff. We did our pseudo official Marvel X-Men thing. Let's go into official. So our local game store tournament, we love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's really cool to get to sit down with people like in person and be able to game with them. We got some pretty cool people in our community for sure. Made some friends, brought some friends, and some friends we have yet to see there. So, you know, if you're out there and you're listening, this goes out to you who were supposed to be there. For goodness sakes.
It's working at Jimmy John's.
Dang, straight up call out right there. With that being said, it is a lot of fun. And yes, I have not gone further than actually, I think this last one that we did might have been the best that I've ever performed because I think I got fourth.
Yeah, and you started off with 2 losses.
Yeah, I
So
did.
the fact you ended with 4 was
Dude,
crazy.
I was like 1 to 3 health points on both of those losses,
so that's
though.
probably why you finished so high.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. A lot of fun, a lot of cool people, really great community that we
Also,
got.
our last one, as of when we recorded this, we typically had around 6 to 7 people that would show up. This last one, we had 10.
10. It was really cool. I
It was our
really
biggest
like
showing.
having that many people.
Yeah, that was great. I
mean,
love it.
Maybe that sounds dumb. I don't know. Some people might look at it and be like, oh man, fewer people means fewer competitors. I might have a higher chance of winning. No, screw that.
You're right, but that's also less good competition.
Yeah, it's less good competition. It was really cool having that many people there. Had some new people that were really funny. We had one guy that was very adamant about chasing sixes.
You'd see
That
a
was
single
fascinating.
Single six and just go 6.
First of all, love the guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Fantastic.
He was great.
I hope I play him again. Second of all, the first round when he did that, this is gonna sound terrible, immediately knew I was gonna win that round. I was like, all right, he's a 6 chaser. All right, that's great for me.
Yeah.
And then I think he proceeded to whiff at least one round, maybe 2.
It was funny. I played against him in the very first round, and I was playing Shadow Thief. And this was the first time I ever brought Shadow Thief to this. And I don't like bringing him because I'm not as comfortable in Shadow Thief. And I know that Shadow Thief wants to go late game. And so I kind of was...
That's not really your play style.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to play. I had to play faster because I didn't want to go to time, right?
Oh, true. Yeah.
So
it's a 3. Yeah.
I go to my first turn, and I think I did my first turn in 15 seconds. And I just go, roll. I lock this in. And the guy goes, what? I go, I locked this in. He goes, did you already roll? I'm like, yeah, twice. I locked this in. Second roll. And he went, oh, yeah, sure, that goes through. And I went, all right, I'll draw 2 cards. Cardicopia, pass to you. He goes, you're done already? And I'm like, yeah. Also, I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to play fast this whole time. And he went, oh, okay.
That's a scary moment when you realize.
I think, and then after that game, he even said to me, he's like, because after that first turn, I think I even said, like, I'm going to play fast, but you don't have to play fast. Because I could tell he was newer. And I was like, I'm just going to play fast because I know I need my time for my character to play out the whole game, but you take your time on your turn. Yeah. Right? I'll just play fast on my turn. And he's like, oh, okay. And at the end of the game, he even said, like, he was talking to me and his buddy. He's like, yeah, he even said I could play slower, but I felt like I had to play faster because he was playing so fast. And so, like, I psychologically kind of just got him to play at an uncomfortable speed.
Oh, no.
Which was not my goal.
Not your fault.
It was
Yeah,
not
I was
my
going to
goal,
say.
but it's also not my fault. And that's actually a tactic some people will use.
Interesting.
Both online and in competitive, I've heard, is like they'll play fast because when they're playing newer, inexperienced players, they will feel that pressure of that speeded up gameplay, and it'll cause them to feel like they have to play. Like it's a psychological thing
that
makes
makes
you feel
sense.
like you have to play just as fast as them.
Yeah.
Because you're making them wait, and their playstyle seems impatient in a sense, right? I remember when I first started playing online competitively, some people would play really fast. And I remember when I was brand new, I felt extremely pressured playing against them. I felt uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable like I didn't want to be there. I felt uncomfortable as in like I needed to play faster. I was playing too slow or something. It was like it made me, and it caused me to make mistakes and stuff.
Yes.
And that wasn't the tactic I was intended.
No.
I was only playing fast because I knew I needed to go fast for Shadow.
Sure.
It'd be the same as I was playing like Paladin or something.
Yeah,
I know I need to. The game's gonna go late, so I need to play faster to make up for that. Right?
I need to be able to get as many rounds basically to
but
cycle
it had
through
the
unexpected side effects.
side effect of making my opponent feel like they have to play faster as well.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's
the funny
fair.
thing is he almost won too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
That's
also
fair.
beat twice and
Wow.
yeah.
He chased those 6s.
Yeah, he
That's
sure did.
awesome.
He
So it
sure
worked
did.
for him. That must have been why he was going for it so hard afterwards. He's like,
Well,
yeah, I did
to
it
be fair,
before.
he was playing Moon Elf, and Moon Elf does have a 6 staircase.
Yeah.
So
Yep, this is true. Yep. I'm really fascinated by the guy that you went up against at the finale and the situation surrounding that.
yeah. So that's as of recording,
Yes.
I made it to the championship. We played 4 rounds, so I was 3-0 going to the last one, and there was only one other dude who was also 3-0 going to the last one. And we had a different setup that one. And so normally we have 2 tables side to side with like 4 chairs at each one.
Horizontally aligned.
Horizontally.
So like one big line
One
almost.
big line. But then we got more people to 10, so we had to bring a 3rd table. And so we turned them all vertically. And then we had the 8 seats still at them. But then at the 3rd table, we just had 2 chairs. And so we jokingly called that the championship table, where like the top players. So anyways, the championship match was on that table, me versus the other guy. And I knew he had only been playing Paladin that whole time. And so I felt pretty comfortable because I had a decent Paladin team because I had Black Panther, who does really well into Paladin, and I had Shadow Thief. who does really well in the Paladin. And so I was like, I'm fine with this. And he had Pyromancer and Treant. I knew he wasn't going to play Treant because he'd been playing Paladin all day. And so I'm just going to bring Pyromancer and just go into a Paladin. And so I did. And then when the match is starting, a little context for who this guy is. He's friends with the 666 guy.
Yep.
And he's friends with a lot of guys. But then there's this other player named Colby, who had been coming regularly to all our tournaments. And these were all his buddies he played Dice Thrones with, but they all were busy on Thursdays when we play, so they never had been able to come. But their thing they were typically busy with was not that happening tonight, so all of them came to play with us, right? So that's why we had this big uptick in players, right?
Yes. Which kind of sucks to think about because it's like, I don't know if we'll get him again
I would
next
really
time.
hope we could see him back. Maybe they can make an exception. Anyways, I was playing against one of these guys who was one of Colby's friends who's brand new to the competitive scene. So this was his first time ever playing competitive Dice Thrones.
Yeah.
And he made it to the championship going 3-0. And I'm going into my match to play him, and he is shaking.
I felt so
I
bad.
felt so bad. Like
Oh
his
my
hand,
God.
he was
Poor
he
guy.
was shuffling his starting deck, and he was shaking and couldn't shuffle the cards. He
Yeah.
was shaking so bad. And I'm just sitting there like, ooh, geez.
It's like, it's okay, dude. It's okay.
Like, it's okay.
This is a very casual. We all have fun here. It's not. I mean, you're just playing for a card that's
And
fancy
I
looking.
tried to like make it seem very casual and just
Yeah.
fun, but he did make a lot of mistakes that I could tell he was making because he felt pressure due to the weight of the situation, which is fine. I remember when I first played like online, those big competitive tournament moments, and I remember in those big moments, I won an online single day tournament with like 16 people playing, and it was like one of my first big online tournaments, and I ended up making to the championship and winning. But I remember how freaking nervous I was when I was playing that. I was shaking, and like I was like having to like take a moment to like think through everything I was doing and stuff. And so I can only imagine what he was thinking, right? But then on the other flip, I'm just sitting there like totally cool, calm, and collected because I've been in these moments. I've been in his shoes, and like I've learned to I just grown to be accustomed to like those high pressure situations and just be like, I just view it as another game of Dice Throne. It's no different than any other game. Just play the best game I can, right?
Yeah.
And so I wasn't really phased, but I was watching him play, and I was just like, ooh.
I feel terrible. No, it's all good, man. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh. But
Yeah, it's a tough
we
one.
won, but normally the cards, the twice as wild, the worthy cards, the special cards for the people who win. So they normally hand them out the first and second. But I think Josh, the guy who runs our league, actually handed out too many at the start. And so I think he only has a couple left for the last couple tournaments. So he only gave one to me for winning that championship game. And the guy beat took second, but he didn't get a worthy card. And I already have one. I'm holding it right now, showing Skylar, showing off. I'm bragging to him. It was like, this is your goal. Anyways, I won one, but the guy I played against didn't win one. I think his name was Ethan. And I felt bad because I was just like, why didn't he get one? He played just as well as me to get here undefeated.
Sure.
And so I just gave him mine.
Yeah.
He thought it was pretty cool. So.
Yeah. Again, super fun group.
It
I mean,
great.
our normal group also very fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was really cool to have all these more additional people.
It was cool. So to invite one of our buddies who wasn't me and you, finally one of our friends from our group finally was able to come and play, and he had fun. He, just like you, also started off 0-2.
This is true.
And then won his last two games as well. So
I will say, technically, we had two of our buddies there, but one of them refuses to play.
he refuses to play. He'll play. So we play on one Thursday in the month. We play a casual league where it's the normal tournament format, but it's casual with nothing on the line.
Yep.
And he'll play in that. But when it comes to the official ranked one, he refuses to play in it. But he comes every time and just watches us play and has fun just talking to us and making jokes. That's probably why. He probably doesn't want to play competitively. He enjoys the game, but doesn't want to take it that serious, which is fine, to each their own. But he still shows up. He has fun talking to us, and so I don't care. But I know a couple of our other buddies. Dave, I really want to get him at least to get to the Artificer player board, right?
Yeah.
And then Quinn, we need to get in there. I know Quinn would love to get in there.
I agree.
But yeah, that's our in-person tournament experience. We both have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
I'm already excited to finish this season. I mean, when this gets put out, we'll probably be well into the age of vitality, right? But as of when we record this, there's one more month left in the age of innovation, and our player boards are coming up. So pretty excited for that.
I'm hoping I'm going to be able to make it.
Yeah, let's hope so.
We'll see.
And then
there's our online tournament.
Online tournaments where I've played quite a bit. I've played.
He doesn't even have a job. That's what he does all day.
I wish. I do have a job, and I just do this in my free time in the afternoons when I have it. I played the penultimate on Freehawks Discord. It's a massive tournament. I talked about it in the past. The first season I played, I barely did good. I think I had like a 35% win rate. It was terrible, but I was like learning the game, right? And then the next season I played, I ended up making playoffs. And then went against Stella. The Stella, one of the best Dextron players online in like the whole world. Great player. Really easy to play against as well. I think Stella's up there in my top 3 most played against carrot people online as well. So it wasn't like it was like as a game where like we know each other to the element of like I know what I'm expecting when I go into a match against Stella, and Stella knows kind of. I'm still like I feel like in the whole online world, I'm definitely still a newer personality, but people are starting to learn like my play style and all this stuff. So, but at that time, I was still a newer, upcoming player because that was my first time making playoffs and stuff. So, I got matched up with Stella in the first round and got beat. It was supposed to be best out of 3, but we ended up going to 4 games because we tied a game. So, we went to 4 games. So that's how close it was. But yeah, with the 4th game, I lost. So I got knocked out of playoffs in the first round. And not much else. I've played in other tournaments as well. I played in the Infinite Gaming has a Discord, and that's the one where they said they did the arcade. They did the fun.
Sure.
Not like the fun. Like there's it's like a game mode type tournaments where like there's a special catch to them or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One of them was called the Masters that I played in, and the whole catch was like you could only play a character once, and if you won with them, you couldn't play them again.
Okay.
And so like I built like a whole strategy. I had getting to the playoffs. I made the playoffs, and lost to be first round again. But that was fun. And then I also played in a homebrew tournament where a bunch of people made homebrewed characters. I played nice. That, and I was like I became like a character in their community. I showed up out of nowhere and then just started dominating their tournament, going on like an undefeated streak.
Was it with a homebrew that you made or one that you picked?
No, it's just one that they picked. They made a whole list of characters, and I found 3 that I really liked, and I just was kind of playing them a bunch and was just tearing it through their online thing. I was like, I had like this whole aura to me where like everyone was terrified to play me because I didn't lose a single game. And I finally made it to the semifinals, which honestly probably, no, Brian's a good player too. The semifinals was great. I faced Amy, who's just like Stella, but in the homebrew world is like also, the Amy. She's the one who makes all the reviews online, the guides that people read for each character, like
right on
breakdowns. That's Amy.
Sick.
So I played against Amy, who's got a great knowledge of the game, and played her in the semis, and also went to a best of 3. Also, all these playoff losses I've had were like losses in like a best of 3 match. So like I took them to the wire, just didn't pull it out.
Right? No, that's fair.
But yeah, anyways, as of when recording, it's halfway through season 8 of Penultimate, and I'm already up in the playoff grouping. So I just have to hold that spot for another month, which I feel like I should easily be able to do. And then I'm into their playoffs. So when this episode comes out, we'll know how I did in that playoffs. But as of right now, I'm hoping for the best. But it's dice down.
We'll probably have posted on socials or something like that. So,
but yeah, that's my whole online experience. Overall, I've loved it. The online way is great to just get more games in.
Yeah.
Instead of having to wait once a month to play like 3 games competitively, I can now play competitively like I get around like 5 to 6 sets, so that's 12 games. I get in about a week. So like I put in a lot of games during the week, and that just helps me really keep up the dice turn and just give me more experience, which just makes me a better player all around.
I think it's important to also note that we're tabletop gamers
Yes.
outside of Dice Throne.
Yes.
Like, just to clarify to everybody. So all the people that, like, at the beginning of this, when we were talking about how we do our tournaments with our friends and things like that, you might be thinking like, well, just, play with them. We actually haven't done a tournament with that group probably since I think this last New Year's. And it's not one of those things that like they don't want to play Dice Throne all the time. I'm sure we probably might be, I don't know, I would miss out on some games too, some other different games, And so that's one of the key things is like we like to play other stuff too sometimes. We have we're also both on the board for our local Sioux City Geek Con, which has monthly free game days as well as like a big annual convention. And at the game days, I mean, we pretty much always bring our Dice Throne stuff. I know I do.
And we usually play a couple games before we get into a bigger, heavier game.
Exactly. So it's like we try not to overdo it to a certain extent, but we're always happy to introduce people to the game. And
I want to try
people.
and host a Dice Throne tournament at this convention, our next big convention.
Because we were talking about that, or you were talking about that with the local game store about the possibility of doing like something official or something along those lines, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
I think I know I played one, or we tried to put one together once. We only had like probably about 6 people.
Yeah.
Including ourselves that participated, which it's hard because there's a lot of gaming going on.
A lot of stuff happening.
I mean, there's like the whole side of the convention hall where there's people playing 40K.
To find more success doing a convention Dice Throne game is to have it like be officially online and stuff so people can see it. Kind of like when you do a trading card game tournament at the convention, people will show up because they see it on they see it officially being ran at this convention, right? So
fair enough. And I don't know if that's something that we would probably put together, but I think another side of it too is when you put a prize up, that's always a big one. So, we'll see what happens, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all of our experience so far with, or I guess an overview of our experience so far with Dice Throne tournaments, in-game, out-of-game, official, unofficial, so on and so forth. So hopefully this guy kind of gave you guys an idea. Maybe you're looking at, your local tournament scene, maybe thinking about joining, or maybe you want to go onto the Free Hawks Discord and maybe join in there and play some games with some people. Just, good encouragement. We've had really great positive experience, and I hope you will too. But definitely give it a shot. Go try it out and see what you think. So with that being said, we're going to close out this episode of the Dice Throne. My name is Ben Folds.
My name's Hugh Jackman.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Well, that's a wrap on another episode.
You know it's Skylar, but with the Roll Phase, there's always more on the way. We want to say a massive thank you to all who tuned in and joined in on the Roll Phase.
That's right. And if you enjoyed the show, please hit that subscribe or follow button on whatever platform you're listening on right now. It really helps the show climb through the rankings and get in front of more listeners.
And don't forget to find us in the wild. You can follow the Roll Phase on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok, where we'll keep you updated on new episodes and even post more content following us and our Dice Throne journey.
Yeah, who knows? We might end up at a convention near you or doing an impromptu video about a brand new character announcement.
Yeah, and if we hit 10,000 subscribers / followers, Skylar will dress up as his favorite Dice Throne hero, Psylocke.
Wait, what?
Oh, and don't forget, we want to keep the Dice Throne community growing, so be sure you're also following the official Dice Throne social accounts to help support this game we all love.
Yeah, good idea. Hey, can we circle back to the Psylocke thing?
You're right, Skylar. The best way to grow the community is to support the original creators.
Yeah, I know, but
Until next time, this has been... You're supposed to say it.
The Roll Phase Podcast.
See you all next episode.
Hey, I never agreed to.